highlights as possible. And they are the best players in the world.
And fans and celebrities alike have descended on this town for All-Star Week. There's been a bunch of fun events going on all over the place.
And, Greg, it's like that every year. I mean, no matter what city is hosting, it becomes a mecca for everyone who wants to take in one of the greatest scenes in all of sports. Not only to watch the best players, but to be seen by the other stars in the crowd.
Yeah, such a crafty move. That's an All-Star game special right there, folks.
That certainly isn't any regular season move. I agree with that. I mean, you save that kind of move for the big stage of the All-Star Week.
Kane can't hit.
A lot of great plays being made here on the defensive end.
That indeed is a rarity. The highlights are almost always on the offensive end of the floor in this one.
And that's getting it done from deep. That's what the All-Star game gives you, the freedom to show your full range.
You know, taking that shot in a regular season game might get you a spot on the bench, but here, it gets you a standing ovation.
East All-Stars have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight. First free throw is good. He doesn't get the second one. The West leading by 6. Here's Black. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're going to start stretching this lead out a little bit.
Middleton outside. And they cash in right away with a quick shot.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Here's Black, defended by Middleton. Pass to Johnson. That's tipped. Here's Black. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
Really, as close as you can get to an and one right there. He almost had it.
That misses, so he splits the free throws.
Yeah, you just have to be more disciplined. I mean, too many fouls and free throw attempts for the opponent.
You know, it's one of the things coaches like least is giving away points. I mean, they've been a step late. They've been caught reaching. They've got to tighten things up at the defensive end.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
He got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
And the second free throw, good. The West leading by 7. Three-pointer. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
Pass to Middleton. 27 seconds left to play in the first quarter. It's good.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
And that was the Mobile One drive. Well worth a second look.
It's all about the ability to get 2 feet in the paint, whether it's creating for a teammate or for yourself.
There's 18 seconds left in the first quarter. And Taylor slams it home.
And I gotta say, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult when they're trailing.
But still a magnificent move to the rim.
I don't care what the score is there, fellas. That's the play we'll remember from this game, clearly.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far.
Get ready for your East All-Star Dance Pack.
Back with you again on the most entertaining night on the NBA calendar. 1 quarter down and 3 to play in the All-Star game.
And guys, we've already seen some unbelievable action here tonight.
And there will be plenty more to come. We know that. All-Star action never disappoints.
They've got Junior B out there with the professor. Then there's Wagner. And it's Perry in at the point guard. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars. And he knocks down the first one.
A little light on the fouls in terms of what's been called tonight. And that's usually the theme in this game.
I agree. I mean, the guys always play reasonably hard, but they don't necessarily play physically. if that makes any sense. The officials' jobs are usually pretty easy in this one.
Sanchez, he's checked in for the West. And finished off by Wagner.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot.
Good on that shot, and with that, the West All-Stars lead is cut down now to just 6 in the basket from the Professor. Tipped away. Here we go, James heading to the hoop. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
2 shots. Wow.
And guys, let's Norte on the scoring breakdown so far for the West All-Stars.
You know, so far in this one, these guys have been knocking it down from distance. You've got to like their confidence as this game continues. They're on a nice roll.
And also, guys, they're out-muscling their opponent. The points in the paint are piling up because of that aggressiveness.
And he can't hit the second. The West leading by 5.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now.
Well, you know what? You don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up. You got to be mindful of that.
Wagner outside. And another miss by the East.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
You know, that's a trademark of his defense. Quick to react, close down the shooter, and then affect the shot.
To the inside. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
Pass to Jay from deep. It's hauled in by the East. And here we go. The East with a fast break. Here's Wagner. Black in the post.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there. Earned those free throws.
He's got free throw attempts number 4 and 5 here. That free throw missing. So he comes up empty at the line. The East trail by 5. Here's Wagner. Black grabs the board.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Hits the three-point bomb. Black's got 7 points here in this quarter.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Down low. The stupendous finish in traffic. Black's got the lead up to 10 now for the West All-Stars. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. James outside. Wagner outside. The shot, no good. And it's the West taking it the other way.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly. But as he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter, he's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
And the East All-Stars making a change here. Van Exel's checked in. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
timeout called here by the East. They're going to talk it over. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. West All-Stars out in front. They're up by 2. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the 3rd quarter after our halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome to halftime of the All-Star Game. You're watching some incredible talent. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. An amazing first half of basketball. And it looks like we've got a game on our hands that will cap off this great weekend in style. The East and West both giving the fans everything they could have hoped for. This is shaping up to be an all-star classic.
This has really been fun, Ernie. Appreciate you very much. I love how this team is going at it. Nice to see such a competitive game.
This game is important to these guys. They know the world is watching, and they want to put on a show. Both of these teams are doing exactly this so far.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And it's time to strap in as we get set to bring you the explosive action of the second half of the All-Star Game.
And that first half was terrific. I'll bet anything, though, the second has even more in store for us.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think it's going to be a spectacular.
And some changes here for the East. Payne comes in for the Professor, and James subbed in for ABC. And West also making a switch. Black's checked in. On the floor for the West All-Stars. ABC is out there with Thunder. Then there's Jay, and it's the franchise, and it's Black in at the 2 spot.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
There's the pass to Payne. Shoots a fader. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Greg, he's ferocious when the ball goes up.
That's what they've got him out there for, fella.
Shoots the 3. And the West hit again from deep.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
And it's denied. Pass break. Here comes the West. Cross contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Yeah, teammate to teammate on the assist that time.
Well, the communication between them, that's what we see every game during the regular season, and it's on display here in the All-Star week as well.
Here's what the East is going with right now. Van Exel's checked in for Wagner, and Taylor subbed in for ABC. The West also making some changes. C's checked in for Thunder. ADC comes in for ABC. And it's Mr. Clutch in for Jay.
Costly error there. We'll see how they rebound from that miscue.
Well, you know what? Their wounds are self-inflicted. I mean, you've got to play much smarter than that.
And looking at that replay again, just a big-time block right there.
Those kinds of plays are the ones that get you on the lead and help keep you in front.
Taylor with the stop.
That should give them a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
And, you know, that's exactly what happens when you don't settle. That's the result. Tremendous effort and a big-time finish there.
And Clark, Commissioner Silver noted recently, as the league moves to a more selective viewing experience, load management could hurt revenues even further.
Yeah, you know, when more fans can pay to watch individual games, it's a bit of an a la carte system. I think you need that star power every night. And even beyond that, Kevin, I think players, all players, but particularly the star players, have a responsibility to try to show up for work every single night. And that really should be the mindset. I think it goes beyond revenue. I think it's just a matter of principle. You have a job, you should be looking to perform every time you have the opportunity. I understand rest, but I think rest should probably be confined to practice, not the game.
Oh, what an impressive dribble drive. That replay brought to you by Mobile One.
And you can just sense his determination, trying to do everything he can to keep this game within reach.
Taking it to the rack with power, hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
That's tipped. Here's Black, and he has 42.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. Much better off making him go to the line.
And one difference this have is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
Looking at who's out there now for the West. ABC comes in for ABC. And Jay subbed in for Mr. Clutch. Here's Black. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Black's got 15 points in just the second half. Here's Taylor, and it's blocked. Passes it to Black. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
And he just keeps on going. He's got more points than anybody else out there.
.32 seconds left to play in the third. James outside. They get a hand on it. And that's out of bounds. The East All-Stars will keep it. And the East with some changes. The Professor's checked in for Payne. ABC comes in for Van Exel. And Dunleavy's subbed in for Taylor. The Professor passes to B. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
Number 34.
He's doing everything he can at this point. The rest of his teammates need to step up and give him some help.
This will be his third free throw shot of the game. And that one misses. The West leading by 18.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Yeah, don't give them another possession here. You know, throughout this quarter, guys, they've had no answer for him defensively. And he's been absolutely relentless.
Throws it up high. Deflects the pass. And so it's the West All-Stars closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. The three. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And we welcome you back. The biggest stars of the league are putting on a show here at the All-Star Game.
And we're seeing some world-class basketball being played here tonight.
That's exactly what you'd expect coming from the absolute greatest players on the planet.
Wagner is out there with ABC. Then there's B, and it's ABC, and it's the Professor, and it's the 5. That's the 5 out there for the East All-Stars.
Well, so often we see this transition buckets off turnovers.
And we know turnovers are painful and costly. You get loose with the ball on one end and get punished on the other end.
Stolen, knocked away. Z, the pass to Z, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Well, that's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
Oh, glad we got a chance to check out that fantastic drive one more time.
Still going hard, and that kind of energy and effort is how they built this lead.
The shot's good. 10 points for Z. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stance for the West All-Stars?
And they've shown great focus on the defensive end, putting constant pressure on the ball and really disruptive in terms of what they've done defensively.
And I love the fact they kept the pressure on, really pushing that ball, running it up the floor. I love seeing that. The team staying aggressive even when they're playing well.
And some changes here for the East. Black Holes checked in for the Professor. Alexander comes in for B. And Van Exel subbed in for ABC. The West All-Stars also changing it up. Johnson, he's checked in for Z. McGuire comes in for Z. And it's the general in for ABC. And the NBA last season announced the creation of 6 new trophies for the division winners and named them after 6 pioneering players.
Kevin, anytime you can connect the past, the legacy of the league, to the present in meaningful ways, I think that's a winning situation. I mean, greats like Wayne.
And, you know, the fan voting is what determines the starters in the All-Star game. Then the coaches will decide on the reserves. But either way, whether you're picked by the fans or the coaches, earning the title NBA All-Star, that's an honor none of these players will ever forget.
And that one falls for Middleton. Well, Greg, one thing we know for sure, you know that every player who earned a spot on this roster is going to see his share of action. Spreading the minutes evenly, as you've always talked about, is always a top priority for these All-Star game coaches.
And you're so right, Kevin. I mean, for all the hard work these players put in to get here, I mean, each one deserves a chance, if you will, to share the spotlight. It's one of the great things about the All-Star game.
Here's Perry. And another miss by the East.
Kevin, you can understand the shot selection. I mean, he wanted to go back at him and just came up short on the triple.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he?
The refs are much more lenient with that kind of situation than they used to be.
Pass to Wagner. Floats it up for James. Here's Black. Defended by Middleton, and plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. And the first one at the line is good. A big group substitution here for the East. Black Hole's checked in for ABC. Alexander comes in for James. Van Exel's checked in for Wagner. And Dunleavy's subbed in for ABC. Then for the West All-Stars, Johnson, he's checked in for ABC. Aguirre comes in for ABC. And it's Mr. Clutch in for Z. Got that bucket in no time at all. 68 points for ABC.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Nice tip in there. I mean, he's got like a sixth sense in terms of where the miss is going to go. That is really a talent.
And the West hit again from deep.
So many of the plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
Well, you know, that's exactly their plan here in the fourth. Work to find space behind the arc and then bury some threes.
Alexander passes to Dunleavy. That 3 off the mark. Here's Black. And that one drops.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on it.
So no problem for the West All-Stars as they get the win.